Advancements in Science and Technology During World War II, narrated by Julie Schroeder. Many people know in World War II there were many millions of military deaths in Europe. But what a lot of people don't realize is that this was also a time in many advancements were made in the medical field and also in science. The very nature of warfare between 1939 and 1945 forced the medical world to rush forward the pace of advance in medicine. Medical and surgical advancements during this time were going at a very rapid pace. Brian J. Ford, an independent research biologist, author, and lecturer who publishes on scientific issues, is quoted as saying, "If any good can be said to come of war, then the Second World War must go on record as assisting and accelerating one of the greatest blessings that the 20th century has conferred on man, the huge advances in medical knowledge and surgical techniques. War, by producing so many and such appalling casualties, and by creating such widespread conditions in which disease can flourish, confronted the medical profession with an enormous challenge, and the doctors of the world rose to the challenge of the last war magnificently." Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin by accident back in 1928. However, it took the war to force companies to develop a way of making the highly effective medicine on an industrial scale. Credit for this goes to Howard Florey and Ernest Chain, and many soldiers wounded in combat had both men and their team to thank. For this research and achievement, Florey, Chain, and Fleming shared the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine in 1945. By the end of the war, such was the research into penicillin that several strains were developed. Along with the increasing chances of survival for the wounded, the other major development in World War II was the treatment of those who had received severe wounds. The legendary work of Archibald McIndoe and his team at the Burns Unit at Queen's Victoria's Hospital, East Grinstead, has been well documented. Less well known is the work of the Russian Filatov, who is credited with pioneering the word now taken for granted on skin grafts. The Russians also worked on biogenic agents that encouraged healing and the regrowth of a damaged area. World War II also advanced the use of prosthetics as well as blood transfusion service. There was a full-scale investigation into mosquito bites, and work on tetanus continued. Hippocrates is quoted as saying that war is the only proper school for a surgeon. This was a time when many medical advancements were made and a lot was learned by the medical community. In the area of technology during World War II, radar technology was one of the new advances. The Battle of Britain is the name given to the Second World War air campaign waged by the German Air Force against the United Kingdom during the summer and autumn of 1940. Hitler planned the invasion of Britain and planned this to be a campaign fought entirely by air forces. It was the largest and most sustained aerial bombing campaign to date. The war began when Germany bombed British towns and cities. In return, Britain bombed Berlin. Germany retaliated and bombed London. At this point, Hitler postpones the invasion of Britain. The Battle of Britain was the German Air Force's attempt to gain air superiority over the RAF from July to September 1940. Their ultimate failure was one of the turning points of World War II and prevented Germany from invading Britain. Other technology inventions of World War II. This is a picture of the pressurized cabin. The jet engine was also a technological advance. Nuclear power and synthetic rubber. While war can be a time of great sadness, casualty, and death, there are things that come out of the war that often better advancements in science and technology.